Welcome back to another episode of Hollywoodbets Trackside. This weekend there's some good racing at Turfentine on Saturday with multiple Group 1 races. Then racing on Sunday takes place at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Don't forget about the free-to-play Hollywoodbets Punters Challenge. Good weekend's racing. Hopefully it's a profitable one. Start off at Turfentine in race 1, where both mine and Anthony's best bets is number 1, Whispering Death from the Mark and Matthew de Kock stable. Gavin Loreen in the saddle, and he was very impressive when winning his last start over 14.50.
Yeah, he definitely looks like the right horse in the race. He's the only winner in the race. Gets draw 1. Gavin Loreen back aboard. I think stepping up in trip is definitely going to suit him a bit better. I think he's a very hard horse to beat.
Race 6 on the card is a Grade 1 Tab Empress Club Stakes, and I'm in the camp of number 5 Espumante Dolce. I think the line can be drawn through her last effort. She was unbeaten from 3 starts prior to that run. Healthy respect for number 7 Fatal Flaw and number 2 White Pearl. What do you make of this race?
Yeah, I think Espumante Dolce, if you put a line through her last run, she's got to be the filly to beat, and I think she did choke up last time, and if she gets beat, then I think the race is wide open.
Race 7 on the card is a Grade 1 Tab Computer Form Sprint, and Hollywood Racing are represented by number 4 Cruise Control from the Gavin Smith stable. Craig Zaki in the saddle. Gavin's had success on the half foal before, and if everything goes well with his travels, I think he can have a say.
Yeah, I think you've got to put a line through his last run. I watched him go down to the start. He really didn't go down to the start well. Muzi came back and said he wasn't feeling sound. So I think you just got to put a line through the run. And he's got the draw on the outside. He's got all the speed in the world. But it is a very competitive field. Obviously, a horse like William Robertson, he's so consistent, and this is his home ground. And Lucky Lad dropping back in trip, I think that's what he wants. But I wouldn't write him out.
As you know, all sorted for Cruise to race Computer Form Sprint on Saturday. He's drawn 10. We've got Craig Zaki up on him, doing very well at home. Now we just got to get him travel there all smartly.
We move on to race 8, and it's a Grade 1 HKJC World Pool Premiers Champions Challenge. Hollywood Racing are represented by number 5 Imilenzi Yokoduma from the Gareth Van Zyl stable. Ryan Munga in the saddle. He finished off his last race well.
Yeah, he did. He ran on well. He was a little bit unlucky. Could have finished a little bit closer. My only concern is the trip. He's never won over the distance, but he's obviously getting an older horse now, so he should be able to get it. Let's hope the track is not too soft, because he'll prefer the going being on top.
Imilenzi Yokoduma has been doing really well from his last start. He certainly has come on and is looking good. Just had to deal with a little setback this week, and we're hoping it doesn't affect him.
It's saying that the race is very competitive. Obviously, Royal Victory, I think you've got to put a line through his last run. He's better than that performance. And Purple Pitcher must have a big chance, and Son of Raj. And I think it's a very wide open race, but I don't think he's out of it.
In race 9 on the card is a Grade 1 Tab SA Derby. Armstrong in the camp of number 7 Immediate Edge from the Mark and Matthew de Kock stable. Ryan Munga in the saddle. He fought hard for his last victory when taking on Wild Intent, and obviously held the respect for number 1 Parisian Walkway, but I think there's something special about this horse.
Yeah, he could be a special horse. I think he's got a lot of guts about him, the way he won his last race, and Gavin actually rode a very good race, not to let him through on the inside, but eventually put his head in front. But I do like Persian Walkway. I think he's a class horse of the race, and obviously at the weights, he's the better horse. But saying that, Immediate Edge is the improver of the race, and he's a horse that could end up being a top horse. And I know Mike thinks highly of him, so it is going to be a very good race.
Then in race 10, it's the Volgebush Drift Bridget Oppenheimer SA Oaks, and it is for me, obviously, Fiery Pegasus, the way she won the SA Fillies Classic was impressive, but the roughie in the race for me is number 3 Gabera. I think she will definitely enjoy the step up in distance.
Yes, I think Fiery Pegasus is definitely the horse to beat on the last performance, but I do think if she did fluff her lines, the race is wide open.
And in race 11, it's a Grade 2 Tab Hawaii Stakes, and Hollywood Racing are represented by number 8 Bus Stop and Hounslow from the Grand Maroon stable. Ryan Munga in the saddle, and he drops back to 1400 meters, and this is a very competitive field.
It is a very competitive field, but I do feel dropping back in trip is going to suit him, and he gets a very good draw. Last time he was drawn poorly, and he was a long way back, and I don't think he enjoyed a heavy ground last time. I really think he's a big runner. I think he's a smart horse, but it is a competitive race. Obviously, a horse like Main Defender, Barbaresca must be the horses to beat, but I wouldn't write him out of it.
Horse is very, very well. I'm very happy with his work. His preparation has gone very, very well. It's a very, very competitive race. There's a couple of Grade 1 winners in the race. If he wins this, well then I think we have a very, very decent horse on our hands.